Yeah, guys, all good? We'll start. Okay. So, topic one of GD-1 is in our country, whenever there is a calamity, lots of NGOs come forward to help the needy people. What, according to you, is the main reason for NGOs, private companies, and public figures coming ahead during the natural calamities? Lead A to offer genuine help to the needy people, lead to siphon off easy money, lead three to gain publicity. Now, the topic two of GD-1. ISRO has been one of the biggest success stories for the country. The entire world is amazed at the pace at which India is growing in the space sector. What could be the reason behind the success of ISRO? Lead A, brilliance of scientists. Lead two, government support policies. Lead three, strong base of education. We will 30-second discuss among yourself on which topic you would like to have a discussion on. Please.
I think, friends, second topic ISRO will be more convenient to discuss.
We should go to the first topic as it's comfortable for everyone.
Topic to talk on.
So, all agree to topic two?
Yeah.
Go with topic one.
Yeah, fine. Fine with the second topic.
Okay. So let me just repeat the topic. ISRO has been one of the biggest success stories of the country. The entire world is amazed at the pace at which India is growing in the space sector. What could be the reason behind the success of ISRO? Lead A, billions of scientists. Lead to government supported policies. Lead three, strong base of education. Please start.
So what I feel is ISRO is the
brilliance of
organization
scientists
which
is the main reasons why ISRO has
head-to-head with
reached so
the
far
NASA
in very few
organization in the
time.
space research as well as the satellite launching. And nowadays we are planning to go to space exploration as well, as we know about the Gaganyaan mission as well. So
that is why because
this is because of the
brilliance
brilliance of the scientists
we have
and also cost efficient
even the low budget they are
missions
doing
that has
good.
been launched by ISRO. And we are always being encouraged.
I think it is a
India is always
combination of
yes, sir,
both the
let me
government policy. Yeah, please.
So it is always being praised by all the governments of international as well as the other countries that our missions of ISRO are cost efficient as well as foolproof. That we also try to minimize the cost as ISRO has been allocated lesser budgets, and nowadays we are trying to increase the budget. So we are praised by the other government that we are cost efficient as well as successful in space research and the other satellite launching as well.
As friends rightly stated by you, I think it is combination of both the government policies as well as the brilliance of our scientists. Because I believe that majority of us aware that the scientists that have a vested interest in the space exploration, only those stay back here in India. Otherwise, majority of them would be abroad right now to pursue their researches. But as they get good policies and good opportunities are here, so which allows scientists to carry on their own explorations and all experiments, and also not to mention the fund limit or the budget of the ISRO has been increasing day by day because results are being shown by these scientists. But also we have to consider the fact that government has made very flexible. Government has made very flexible policies when it comes to the companies that are now involving in the space sector. Skyroot exploration is one of the examples where the company is tying up. The company is tying up. Umesh, just a minute. Where the company is tying up with multiple with ISRO working with ISRO so as to help and provide support for the space exploration.
It is
like these many corporates can come.
Exactly, it is the brilliance of our scientists that is making the project cost efficient. Although ISRO is not getting the budget according to the NASA scientists are getting, the scientists they are making the project cost efficient. Although they have little facilities, but due to their brilliance, they are making the project at cheaper rate. And NASA was also demanding the ISRO scientists. NASA want to their project cost efficient. So it is the brilliance of the scientists, Indian scientists, that make the jugaad and do their project at very less price.
Also, the nationalism in the scientists have created a
ISRO to develop. For example, the mission like Chandrayaan and Gaganyaan, it plays a very important role in the development of the ISRO. I think it's the brilliance of the scientists.
Also, Anirudh, we would like to mention that the
Brilliance plus
Mongolian
the
mission
nationalism
was a
behind
good
the
success,
scientists having
and
good.
the certain other countries like Israel, as well as certain underdeveloping nations, are like uh, uh, coming up together, and
Having-
India is helping them launch their satellite as well in the space.
Yes, I'm
Yes,
agree.
I think
It's only for the brilliance.
I
It's
think
the
I think
and the
another
nationalism, the patriotism towards the country, that they want to see the country in the future ahead of USA, ahead of China, ahead of the European Union, right? So that's why they're doing it. If they are always getting a good package from the Western countries to join the NASA or the space agencies, but they are developing it. Also, they are working with the defense forces for the space militarizations and space stations, so that they can have a good we have the not it's not
also
about the sea, land, or air. It's also about the space, right? The scientists are working with the coordination of this military armed forces and build a station in the space. Also, they are trying to get more and more, like one of my friends said, the efficient and the cheap technology. But you know that we are far lacking the budget. The budget what the ISRO gets is very little, and in which they have to Umesh said that jugaad. They have to do the jugaad of the to send the satellites. If they get a good budget, they will have a good research and development wing, right? So they will adapt it to the to become the world leader also.
I think
thank you, Kapil, for bringing that point up.
budget deficit
We can,
previous, but
yeah, please, Subhadev.
Okay. Thank you. I would like to say that there was a budget deficit in previous years, but now many private sector or PSU is investing in the ISRO, and it is also evident that ISRO is conducting apprenticeship and training to the young bachelors to join ISRO and to gain knowledge from them. So if, we can see that it is also of nationalism, like previously Kapil said that when foreign countries are discovering that, as we know that India is full of knowledge, so wealth of knowledge of many people, but but India is not. What I like to say.
Sudhadeep, I would like to highlight a point that in the space exploration, we will be the fourth country after US, China, and previous USSR to go and to launch a astronaut in the space. And nowadays we are planning to launch Gaganyaan mission. Also, our Mongolian mission was a great success that happened last 2 years ago. And we are trying to explore now in space as well as the space tourism. As we all are aware about the International Space Station. So we are also contributing towards that.
And
Also,
also,
I think
I
Kapil
think that
brings
in
up a
next
very important point when it comes to the international collaboration of ISRO with other countries as well. I believe that when it comes to like developing and developed countries, India is always considered to be a developing nation. But I think that many countries, like for the entire Europe, for example, none of them have their individual space program, which India does. And it requires a tremendous amount of effort that goes in and a tremendous amount of budget that goes in. I believe that when it comes to space exploration, India is playing an important role because it not only does launch its own satellites, but it also helps these organizations to launch their satellites at a cheaper rates. They and also collaborates with the European Space Agency that has now that had recently been developed and is coming forward, helping it with our own resources so that they also can put their hand in and put their effort when it comes to space exploration on a greater and global scale.
Besides this,
we know
Indian
that the
scientists
brilliance
are
of the
also
scientists has
giving
bring up
opportunity.
India to very to a big jump towards the this developing nations, but also they need to be changed within the time.
Indian
Yes,
scientists
Kapil, you rightly
Within
said
the
that
time they need to be
our
changed,
scientists are
and
recruited.
also we need to be involve private sectors in it, so that the ISRO can be funded from its own. Like it can also be funded with like a sponsorship. The private sectors can give them the sponsorships. We have seen in the USA that they have a private companies that build the rocket stations, the PSV vehicles for that. So ISRO can also do that. Also, launching the satellites for the other countries will give a lot of funds to ISRO also. So that can be utilized to build new technology for in the space, and also to develop the nation.
Yes,
And if
Kapil,
you
we
have
are
Gentlemen, while
all
we
are
are
aware
talking
about
about
the
scientists are
quality of
not
scientists that India has
doing well,
produced
but they
since
are also giving
times,
opportunity to
because
female also.
the recruitment of
Like
ISRO as a scientist B officer is very tough, and it takes about a qualifying written exam as well as a 50 minutes interview to qualify. And after that, the president's approval is the final approval for selecting a ISRO scientist. So the quality and the experience of our engineers is very vast, and this quality is needed to be maintained as well in the future.
and
I think
beside this, Indian
one of
scientists are
the
giving
measures
give them also equal
how we can
opportunity, like the
maintain this
testing woman,
quality.
the missile women of the Agni 5 project, missile women of India who leaded the Agni 5 project. So Indian scientists are also giving the same shoulder to shoulder the women. They are also increasing the human. They are utilizing the human resources. They are utilizing their women power, manpower equally. So it is the brilliance of their mind that they are using all the available resources appropriately. So I think it is the brilliance of the scientist that is India is growing in the space sector.
I think one of
Also,
the
we
factors
refer
how we can preserve this brilliance and we can like help improve this brilliance is by collaborating with more IITs and NITs and more tier 2 and tier 3 colleges as well, so that more ideas can flow in and more kids and more students are motivated towards joining ISRO as an organization. Of course, the brilliance level has to be maintained, but these are but the with help of these projects and collaborations, I think it would be a push and I think a creativity spark within these students that help them to think differently and how they can contribute towards ISRO's future missions.
Also, we are aware about the four Indian Air Forces pilots that have been sent to Russia for training for space exploration in lockdowns. So after their training, we are in on the verge of launching Gaganyaan mission. After a tremendous amount of training that they undergone, like the officers about the level of wing commander, and we are all set to launch the Gaganyaan mission, and this will motivate certain all other nations to come back to India and collaborate with India. So the lots of other funds from other organizations will flow in.
I'm agree with Bharat, we should collaborate with other like Israel, US, and also like the SpaceX. It also plays an important role for development of the ISRO, and also it's one of the reasons like the brilliance of the scientists, as we all said.
As it is the fund that plays a very important role also. Just Elon Musk is doing very well. Why he is able to explore the whole things at his alone? Because he has money. So but with the money and knowledge, he are able to explore more than the ISRO scientist. He has he has his own satellite, many satellite, SpaceX agency. So it is due to the lack of the finance, our scientists are not able to progressing. Even they have the brilliance higher than
It is also
any country,
what
but it is the lack of the money or financial resources that is leading us back.
Adding more point
is
on this, I would
also
like to say that there are many
also
scientists.
lack in the innovation point, right? We have lot of scientists which have talent, but they are still going to still going to USA. That is the brain drain. The innovation, the kind of thing is the innovation is not there. We have everything, but we don't have innovations. So we need to build the curriculum like the people should think about what is the vision. What do I see my country after 10 years, after 15 years, and how can I beat my competitors in this field? So scientists are doing good, but the innovation type is, I think, which will lead to this boost up this ISRO to a newer heights.
One of us said about the nationalism. The scientists who are staying here in ISRO and are developing their security concern. Government is not attending to their security concerns. I think, we all know that Vikram Sarabhai Patel and other scientists have been kidnapped and been sentenced to death. Like their death reason cannot be founded. So I will say that as well as the budget, their security concerns should be added, so that they can stay here and do research on their projects.
And they also need to be appreciated for what they have given to the country, what the time they have given to the country, the things they have been preparing for a long time. They should be more appreciated. They should be like popularized in the youth, so that they become an inspirations for many.
Exactly. Even after their brilliance, they are not appreciated at that much level, as Kapil said. So appreciation plays a very important role because they are doing well at their available budget. So if they fail, they should not be blamed. They should be appreciated that they have tried. So I think that is a very good point also.
Yes. I think we also need to consider the fact that we have come a long way from receiving training from France and receiving training from France earlier, and now we are training the European agencies. We are training and collaborating with European agencies so that they come forward. I think this is a great step in ISRO as an organization. We are helping other countries because this is only because the government policies and flexibilities that is coming in, and the other international neighbors as well to come forward in space exploration.
And
My
also,
friend Kapil rightly
if we-
said that we need to appreciate our scientists as well, as there are awards for the military personnel. So we need to also have some awards for scientist officers or scientists that are on national level. And after this, they will feel more appreciated and more inspire the youth. And these are the things we need to improve upon.
And also making the process easy, like youth, many youth don't know how to join the ISRO. They have seen the scientists, but they don't know how to join. So the process that like Indian Air Force has done, like Indian Air Force has made Instagram post that shows youth how they can join the Indian Air Force by several methods like FCAT exam and several other exams. So ISRO can do the same. It can promote youth how to join how many ways one can join the ISRO, like scientist or any other things that ISRO can be joined. So basically, awareness among youth can also attract youth that have brilliance towards the nation building. So awareness can also play an important role.
The government policies which we have currently is likely to outdated. We don't have any kind of memorandum with the armed forces also, because we know that ISRO has a great number of satellites and imaging this softwares, and but we have seen that there is no collaborations, or they have little coordinations between armed forces and ISRO, through which, if the government policy changes and the ISRO scientists and the armed forces work together, they can build secure defense systems in the space also for the country, and also in the reconnaissance this operations. We can have satellites. We can have the cloud penetrating satellites, so that we can help our armed forces during the operations. And in the weather forecasting, we have seen that ISRO has done a good work of a number of satellites that we sent for the weather forecasting also. They are doing good, but the problem is they are outdated. If the government policy gives them to the upgradation, the cost efficient, that would be a better step for the India to fight the climate change also.
Yes,
Adding
Kapil,
to
I
the
would like
Kapil
to
point,
add a
there
point
are
that
a few
a
IITs
satellite
and
called
NITs.
Bhuvan, that is visible from our phone itself. So this is a satellite that is helping towards the meteorological department of India, and we are trying to avoid the cyclones as well as the other calamities that has been happening in the oceans. So this is the great achievement that ISRO has done for the nation, and we are trying to vacate the villages. Like right now, we saw in Gujarat there was a cyclone hit and struck by. So we moved about 50,000 people from that village, and all this was because of the satellite that has been launched by ISRO.
Also, friends, as IIT and IISc, and these are the few institutes that get appropriate amount for the research project. Rest state university do not get proper amount of research. So the recently NRF has been established, National Research Foundation. It was in the news recently. So it will promote the research. This institute will be able solely focus on the budget and promote research in this area. So there is an institute that will be more focused on the research, so the Indian scientists as well as students will be able to use their brilliance, and budget will be no issue because there is an institution that is providing them appropriate budget. So that will also lead our space sector to a boost.
Also, if they have a good budget, we can add satellites to our neighboring countries, like in China border, and like in Myanmar, northeast border, and the Pakistan border. to have a surveillance on them and the activities they are doing on it. Mainly, we have seen that the border between India and China is porous, and it does not have a definite line. So through satellites, we can have the alarming systems, and also in the insurgencies like in Northeast, they have a dense forest. With the greater technology, we can penetrate that dense forest and also watch the movement of the insurgents in the area to protect the India from getting the breaching the security of the India.
We don't need to rely on the US GPS, as US denied access to GPS in the Kargil war. So still we are majorly relying on the GPS. So Indian scientists need to develop their own GPS system, so that in the wartime situation, if we don't have good relation with the US, although we have good relation with the US till now, but in the worst case, we should have our own GPS.
It will also help Navy and Coast Guard to have to secure more area, to scan more area in the sea, and the submarines, the aircraft carriers will have more clear and perfect picturations of the what is going on in the sea, because we know that Indian Ocean region is the region where it is the most of the trades happen. That is the linkage between the Pacific Ocean and the Atlantic Ocean. So if we have a strong hold through the satellite imaging, we can give a good hand to Coast Guard and Indian Navy to defend themselves, and to also have the countermeasures what is going on in the area, because we have seen the China's inclusion in it. They have gained the access in Sri Lanka, Maldives, and the other coastal in the Southeast Asia and African countries. They have built their bases, and that is a threat to the India continuously going on. So if we have a better grip on ISRO's budget, they will have a better research and development through which they can give us a better surveillance and clarity over the this ocean area.
Also, I would like to have a point that Umesh mentioned.
Mandar.
Yeah.
Fine. So, gentlemen, now the topic 2 of GD, second, that there is no choice. So you have to have a discussion on the topic, whatever the topic which I give you. Okay. The topic is, nowadays students only focus on their studies and leave their co-curriculum activities aside. Discuss why today's youth are not interested in sports and games as a career. Lead A, social media effect. Lead 2, educational burden. Lead 3, lack of infrastructure and opportunities. Please start your discussion.
As we have known for a long time that we are developing towards the infrastructure as well, and because of the family pressure and the peer pressure, we are all engaging ourselves into the education and trying to perceive higher or higher education and trying to receive jobs. So there is a lack of motivation between the sports cadre and our students' education. So it should go hand in hand that sports as well as the studies are maintained and trying to be maintained by student, and this needs certain amount of help or funding from the government to enhance the sports infrastructure. Also the qualities and the facilities, for example the coaches and the fields which are provided by the government, like playgrounds and coaches, so these need to be enhanced by the government and also by the private schools or private organizations. So these are the things I would like to put a light upon.
I think lead one, I would like to say that nowadays Android or smartphones are on low budget. So many kids, they are buying these with their pocket money. And when they are getting bored from the education, they are addicted to social media like Instagram. And when they are using it, they did not get any idea of wasting their time. And they are also playing battleground PUBG like games. So they don't get out of that box of colorful world and did not come to the playground to maintain their physical health. So I think that's one of the main reasons.
Yeah, Sudhadeep, I would like to
One,
also put a light upon
one
that we used to have a childhood when we used to play and go around because phones were not available with us. Also, there was phones which had buttons in it, so there was no attractive screens that are available today. So, what today's generation is facing is they are taking their parents' phone and just trying to watch certain videos and try to engage themselves. But in our times, like in our childhood, there was no these phones, and we would also rely on the friends that were present in our surrounding and try to indulge in playgrounds as well. So phones has been the distraction kind of thing in today's world.
I think
General
motivation
ability,
and
lack of
support
opportunities is one of the
parents
main
is also
reasons.
important, because when it comes to the understanding level between parents and their kids, I think the thing that should motivate parents is to allow their kids to pursue this sports and career as a career opportunity, is the infrastructure and the coaching and guidance that they will receive once they put once they put 100 of their self in the sport, because nothing can be achieved without 100% dedication. So if he or she is going to put all of his efforts into this, I think there should be at least an assurance direction, and there is a career ahead which he can avail in the future.
Friends,
It
I
is
think
also
it is
due to the yeah, Umesh, yeah.
it is I think it is a lack of infrastructure that is available to the youth, because at what time the youth only play a game because they see that it is only just a game. They don't see it can be turned into a career also. So, like one of my foreign speaker mentioned, we waste our time on the social media. But friend, think if you have two options simultaneously, one is you are using phone, and other side friends are waiting for you to play. So more likely we will, are going to join the friends, because we are because it is a human cycle that we feel good with the friends and families. So if personally I am given to opportunity to play online game and play with the friends, I will prefer to playing with the games. But
It,
what is the now problem is that we play only to play, but we don't see that it can be turned into future, like the Himadas, who has been appointed as DSP because she played very well at the national or international level. So it is not only the study that can make us success. Through the sports or our dedication, we can turn this sports spirit into our success also.
Yeah, Umesh, you
General,
rightly
I
said
believe there is a
that
lack
there
of
are lack of
opportunities in the
opportunities that are
jobs.
being faced
It's
by
one of
the
the main
athletes as
reason
well
for
as the
that.
coaches. And because of lack of opportunities, what is happening is people are not going into the sports. And what state governments also should do is award them or try to give them a private or a certain government job, because they are playing or representing our nation at a Olympic level at least, or national or international level. So these players are needed to be recognized
they
and
are
given
actually
what they are
giving
needed.
those
So
allowances and
the
perks to
lack of
them.
opportunity is the other reason, apart from the infrastructure as well. So this is the point where we or the as a nation we should focus upon.
I think it
I
is
may
due to the
agree with the
psychology
mother
that
that
the children have been developed during their growth. They are always taught to be to study and to have a better career options because of the packages money. They are told that if you study well, you will have a good package. So they have somewhere in their mind, behind the mind, they have it. And also the cutthroat competitions we have seen in every examinations, whether it is from clerk to the UPSC civil services. We have seen that the people are giving the examinations. Even they are preparing for the higher post, they are also giving the examination for the lower post also, because they want to be secure in the life. So that fear has also been a major played a major role in developing this side, which they have to go to secure their talent, but they are securing their positions and settle down first. So I think that sports is a good thing, but we have, as Mandap said, that they have given a less amount of perks and less allowances, and only few will get this. Not everyone will get this, but a few. If you have played Olympics, if you have played in Asian Games, then only you will get those perks and abilities. So
We
I
not
think
only
I
should
think
blame the
we should be
government or the
firstly
national level
to change
also
in what we have
organization.
new
This
education
it
policies.
is
We
a
have seen that they
yeah.
have given chances to the children to have that, to find their talent, what they're good at, the skills that they will develop, and the skills that they will be used in the coming times, so they can be have a better career options. and we don't have that much career counselors also, which gives people a brief vision where they see their children in the next coming years and what can be their future.
Kapil, I
I think
think
an
this is the responsibility of the
atmosphere
state
like
as well,
this
not
should
only
be
the
started
government
coming in
or as
from
a
an
nation.
early stage.
The states also should have involvement in promoting these athletes, or try to employ or give them opportunities. So states also come to the stage of responsibility that the athletes from certain states, that for example Haryana or Maharashtra or certain other states, that the athletes from where he is coming from, so he need to be
Exactly.
recognized and given equal
They are,
amount
they are
of
already giving
opportunity.
it. They are already giving
Athletes-
it.
I agree
There
with
should
the
be given
one that is paid
uh,
very
Our
privileged
sport
job
person
to
are
share.
stage for a coach, like coaching certain students under him, and he needs to be paid. So this creates a security within himself, that he will do certain good things in his life and he will be recognized as well. So
I
Adding
it
think
to
is the
atmosphere like
responsibility
this
of
needs
state.
this
to
point,
needs to be start coming from an early stage, because
Yes.
if we have seen an example wherein javelin throw, which is not a very popular sport in India, but Neeraj Chopra has been winning medals on medals over medals. It is only because his love that he has generated for this sport and the effort that he has been put in from a very early stage. Before representing us in the Olympics as well, he used to have he was winning a lot of games domestically and internationally also. He has represented a country multiple times before Olympics also. I think this is only because he was supported by the people that were around him, led by his coaches, or by his parents, who never stopped him from pursuing it because of this love of his sport. I think this is something that the government should also focus on, letting and preparing an infrastructure where kids can enjoy and throw themselves out there, so as to not worry about what would happen next. Because and also I think we should also incentivize in the curriculum that if a particular individual is participating and involved more in sports and other activities, he should be incentivized with the same in his academics as well, so that he doesn't have to worry much about his academics and could go through then complete his education successfully. And then he, as he wants to have a career in sports, this should be a backup for him rather than a priority, because priority of him is being a sports person and representing our country.
and
Also,
adding to
Sarvesh, I would like to
that,
mention
our
that
sports person
it
are
is not
not
the
being
responsibility of our
given
governments
respect
or the state governments as well. We also should look up to these coaches, these people who are competing against and representing our nations in hockey, tennis, certain other games that we are not aware of. So we need to recognize them. We need to follow them. We need to encourage them more and more, as we encourage our celebrities like heroes and certain other parts in Bollywood. So we need to encourage them as well.
I think
exactly the
not
Adding
exactly the
adding to
government
this
will, but
point,
I
I would
think
like
the
to
Given the
say
policies
chance,
that are prepared
those
by
who
the
doesn't get
government
the
is
chance,
important
what
here.
as we have
The
seen from the
policies
recent
policies
example,
are something
at
that
a higher level,
help
so
they
that
get
can
the
make or
job in a
starting,
break the
coaches
they
of
individual.
were
school
on
and other academy.
they were on the road. They were beaten by the police. They were not given the respect that they deserve. Even they have done exceptionally well. They have win gold medal for the company. They should be treated like our soldiers, because but they are not being encouraged. They are
Yeah,
treating
this
like
was
the normal
right, but
civilians.
we are deviating
They
from
are
our
deserving
Adding to
for
discussion.
what
the things,
yeah.
but
Also,
but
bringing up a point again, what
authorities
Mandar
need
said, it
encouragement.
is not
They should be
100% that
provided to
government
all
should be
sports
involved
persons.
in this, but I think the policies that are made by the government plays a very vital role in this. Because if the policies are meant towards over pushing you towards the completing your academics and less in sports, then we cannot expect individuals to take it as a career opportunity. It will always be a fear over their head. If what if this doesn't work out? I don't have anything else. But it should not be the case. It should be the other way around. If
Not
you are
everyone will get the
100%
job.
focused into considering it as a career.
It is also that there are few just
Cannot give
most
job to
examples of
everyone, but
sportsmen
can
Right.
that the
create a
parents can
job bringing
inspire their
Okay, fine. Now rejoin the session on the same link. We'll go for the lecturette. Okay, the exercise which we're going to do for the next one is a lecturette. Now you have to pick one card, and the particular card, 4 topics will be there. You have to select any one of them, and you have to prepare for 3 minutes. Then after completion of your 3 minutes, you have to come in front of everyone and give the lecture on the particular topic. One by one, everyone give their introduction. Introduction, you tell your name, the place you belong, what is your 10th, 11th and 10th and 12th percentage, 10th, 12th and graduation percentage, and your 2 hobbies. Okay. Name, the place you belong, 10th, 12th or graduation percentage, and your 2 hobbies, right? So let me just assign you the number sequence. Number 1, Subhadeep. Number 2, Kapil. Number 3, Anirudh. Number 4, Mandar. Number 5, Sarvesh. Number 6, Umesh. Okay, Subhadeep, please start.
Morning, gentlemen. My name is Subhadeep Brodhia. I am from Hooghly district of West Bengal. My 10th percentage is 92.7 and 12th percentage is 84.8. And I got 8.42 CGPA in my graduation. And my hobbies are cooking and playing football. Thank you.
Morning, gentlemen. My name is Kapil Kumar Kapoor. I belong to Beat Billing, Himachal Pradesh. My 10th CGPA was 8.4. My 12th percentage was 67.20, and my graduation percentage was 59.69%. I love doing swimming and football.
Good morning, gentlemen. My name is Anirudh Kumar Dhlotra and I am from district Gurdaspur, Punjab. In my 10th standard, I got 91.38%. In my 12th standard, I got 92.88%. In my graduation, I got 74%. My hobbies are doing workout and playing cricket. Thank you.
Good morning, gentlemen. My name is Mandar Suryavanshi and I belong to Pune. And my 10th percentage are 87.88%, and 12 percentage are 80%, and my graduation percentage are 75.1%. And my hobby is to collect information from any other sources, and other hobby includes sports activities, for example, gymming.
Good morning, gentlemen. I am Sarvesh Khandagre. I am from Mumbai. I received 70% in my 10th standard, 70.3% in my 12th, and 64.43% in my graduation. In hobbies, I like trekking and watching documentaries and movies. Thank you.
My name is Umesh Soni. I hail from Khedri, a town in Jhunjhunu district of Rajasthan. My 10th percentage was 89.67. My 12th percentage was 85.20. My graduation CGPA was 9.2 CGPA, and my hobby includes running and exercise and Surya Namaskar. Thank you.
Gentlemen, today's my lecturer topic is my most memorable journey. My most memorable journey is from being a normal student to being an NCC cadet. It was in 2017 when I met with my school friend who got admitted in a government college, and he was doing NCC, and I saw change in him, that he had also a passion for joining defense forces. Currently he joined defense forces in Agnipath scheme. So when I joined in my college, I found that there was no NCC in my college. So I got query from every other and seniors. I got an information from senior that besides my college, there is also an engineering college that they are providing NCC seats that many students can do. So I went there and inquired about the vacancy, but the ma'am said that the vacancy was full. So what I did, I went to the battalion, 10 Bengal battalion, and approached the CO and requested him that and tell him about my dream to join defense forces as an officer. So he told me that to wait up to the Deepavali. So I waited, and he called, and the madam on that college who was in charge of the NCC called me and told that Subhadeep, you got a vacancy to join. So I immediately went there and joined. So as there was no dress, so I made it, and also in my NCC journey I did two NCC two ADC camp and two shooting camp. In shooting, I got appreciated from the commanding officer of 10 Bengal battalion. And after that, I got NCC B certificate, in which I got A grade, and in C certificate I also got A grade. And after that, I continued my journey to clear my exams as to join defense forces. Thank you.
Morning, gentlemen. The topic of my lecture is South China dispute, South China Sea dispute. We all know.
Your face is
Yes, sir.
cutting. Your face is open. Your face is cutting in camera. Fine. Okay.
Good morning, gentlemen. The topic of my lecture is South China Sea dispute. China is a kind of threat to all of the world. We have seen it. We have seen China capturing many of the islands in the area, and which it claims to be his, whether it historically or changing the map order. The 9-dash line, which China claims that in the South China Sea belongs to it, and also it has increased it a lot to the 11-dash lines, where they have built artificial islands to gain the exclusive economic zones, and measuring them to be the part of China. As we all know that the UNCLOS, which says that from the land, the 200 nautical miles areas is for the exclusive economic zone of a country, and it will be the country's sovereignty over it. And the China played it through building artificial islands at its economical zones, and then increasing the area of the exclusive economic zones. The Senkaku Island is a part of Japan, but the China claims it to be its own because it is closer to its island, artificial island, one of the artificial islands, and it has dispute with Japan also. The China claims it because it needs to expand its mineral sources in the sea, and also the oil and petroleum beneath the seabeds. So the China played its dominance over Japan's Senkaku Island, and also over the Taiwan. The Taiwan issues has also increased the escalations of the war, a kind of war between Taiwan and China. Even the US came to show the difference to China with this warships. They flew the jets over the warships, and also they were so close that they can feel the air turbulence of that jets. This was an act. This can be an act of war between the US and China, but it did not escalate that much. But the China still dominates. Still says that it is the 9-dash line is the part of China, and the area along it is in between them. This matter has been also been in the international court, but China doesn't care about anything. They said that we don't. It is our historical area, and we don't give whatever the courts, international courts, or the other organizations say about it. So I think China should be banned from many things, but as it has the hold on the many economical zones in the world, it cannot be done right away. But the Quad plus members should be increased more, and help the Southeast Asia, the Pacific Ocean, Southeast Asia, Indian Ocean regions to have a counterpart of the countering the China from it.
Good morning, gentlemen. Today's my topic is Russia-Ukraine war. As we all know that there is a war going between the Russia and the Ukraine. Russia captured the Luhansk and Donetsk region, which collectively got Donbas region. They also captured the Crimea. So due to which there are many casualties happened, and they also cause instability in that region, also the neighboring countries. So everyone thought that the Ukraine not going to so strong, but due to the help of the USA and NATO, they supply arms, food, as well as other protection, and also the missiles attack to Ukraine to help them and fight against the Russia. It's because of the President Zelensky, which plays an important role to encourage the people of their country. Due to the Russia-Ukraine war, there are many crises happen. For example, the food oil. For example, oil pipeline. So there is shortage of pipeline, and because of that, the other countries try to import the oil pipeline from Saudi Arabian other country instead of the Russia and Ukraine. And there is also a wheat crisis. We also know that the Ukraine and Russia plays an important role, a huge importer of the wheat. So due to that, there increase in inflation in the world because of the crisis. So it's it's give the opportunity to India because India also produce wheat, and it's develops opportunity for India to export the wheat to other countries and develop their economy. So and for the Africa also. So in the conclusion, so it also so other NATO also helped the Ukraine for against the Russian. So it conclude. I just want to say that the Russia-Ukraine war is very devastating, and because of that, there is causing instability not only in the European part but also in the other countries. Thank you.
Good morning, gentlemen. My today's lecture topic is about the coastal security. And talking about the coastal security, we are blessed to have a large area water bodies around us. That is about 7,800 kilometers, which are Arabian Sea and the Bay of Bengal and the Indian Ocean. So we are blessed to have such amount of abundance of water resources all around the country. But this also comes with a concern that we need to protect our coastal borders as well. And our Navy has been doing a wonderful job in protecting these water bodies. And but in recent years, we have seen that China is trying to influence the sea as well as the land, and they are trying to send their fishermen to other parts of their exclusive economic zones, and they are trying to explore and take away the marine life of certain other countries which doesn't belong to them apart from their economic zones. And recently we seen that they are trying to have their spying ships on the Sri Lanka Colombo port, and they are trying to spy over India. So we need to be very concerned about these things, and we need to take measures regarding these things. So India is trying to launch new submarines, and we recently have had a project with France and Australia to build the new submarines to have protection against the seas. And in last year itself, we launched a aircraft carrier, and we have two aircraft carriers right now. And not apart from aircraft carriers, we are trying to get more and more frigates that are being made in India, and trying to protect our seas as well. And the other organizations like Indian Coast Guard are trying to protect our borders by preventing the impregnation of activities and dacoits from parts from Pakistan and as well as China. So these are the preventive measures taken care and well taken care of by the Indian Coast Guard as well, and they are being blessed with having boats as well as the choppers to safeguard our international boundaries and exclusive zones. And in last month also, we came across a ship that was carrying a much amount of ammunition from Pakistan, and our Navy seized it and completely took away the personals from the sea that was trying to impregnate and bring away nearby to the Kochi port. So we need to increase the what we can say, the security as well as the other things, and the Indian Coast Guard organization is doing wonderful job, as well as the Navy is also doing the wonderful job. But we need to induct more amount of submarines or more amount of carrier ships and more amount of frigates to tackle these things, as our border is huge and it consists about 7,800 kilometers. So it is needed to be safeguarded, and the Navy has also inducted Rafales on their aircraft carriers as well. So this is a wonderful thing. And apart from this, we need to focus more on the building about the three forces coming together. That is Indian Army, Air Force, and Navy. So we can collaborate all these forces and build offices or organizations set up in other parts of various parts of India, and we can have them in the north side as well as the south part of the India. And these three forces by collaborating can tackle these amount of difficulties and train each other as well as inform each other about the difficulties which are being faced in the Indian Ocean as well as the other water bodies around us, and try to reduce the dominance of China that it is being trying to create in the land as well as the seas. So this will help and create and dominate our water bodies and reduce the effects of China that it is trying to create and dominate the seas as well. And we can focus more on the Sri Lanka and give them more perks, as the Colombo port recently gone with the China. So this is all for the topic. Thank you, guys.
Good morning, gentlemen. The topic for today is India-Bangladesh relations. But let us first understand why is it important for us to understand about this topic, friends. As it is for India, the trouble caused to India is not more by international or by international countries, but it is more about our neighboring countries. When it comes to our neighboring countries, both Pakistan and China are both intended to affect India and damage India's heritage in every way possible. But it is not the same case with Bangladesh. Bangladesh's relationship with India has always been growing and improving over the past couple of years. Let it be India be helping them with trade, or let it be the liberation of Bangladesh in the war earlier from Pakistan. We also have the Brahmaputra River that flows in via the Bangladesh area and enters India. A lot of trade happens via this route. We also, when it comes to our neighboring countries as well, it is important to keep Bangladesh on our side and secluded from Pakistan and China, because when the time comes, we need Bangladesh as an ally to compete with Pakistan and China. Also, a majority of the northeastern states are bounded with Bangladesh. With Bangladesh, and so the only problem that occurs is a lot of infiltration happens via this route, via these borders. A close eye must be kept on these borders to avoid such scenarios in the future. We have also seen Bangladesh's progress in COVID era as well. It has drawn a lot of contracts from China when it comes to cheap labor. Also, a lot of products are manufactured in Bangladesh because of cheap labor. In COVID, the situation has changed. China used to be the dominant on when it comes to cheap labor and offering good products and quality products at cheaper rates. But now Bangladesh has taken a step ahead. I think we can always improve our relationship with Bangladesh because as Hasina Sheikh Malik has always been a good friend of the Indian government. It always shares, always supports each other in any situation. Not to mention, many military exercises are practiced among these two countries as well, which helps in enhancing our defense systems and also sharing of support as well. In conclusion, I would like to say that the relationship with Bangladesh and all our supporting countries should be maintained. Let it be Bhutan or Nepal. Both of these countries are an ally. These three countries are an ally to it, and in the future will only be helping with us to compete with other countries. Thank you.
Good morning, friends. My lecture topic is yoga. So, my lecture topic is yoga. So, basically, it is said that a healthy mind resides in a healthy body. Until we are physically fit, we cannot do anything. We cannot do anything great. Yoga can be divided into two parts, like yoga for keeping ourselves physically, mentally fit by the by the meditation, and yoga to keep our body physically fit, like by doing the exercise, push-ups, joining, gymming, swimming. So these are the kind of two things that yoga can do. And if we talk about the yoga, our Indian culture always promoted yoga. Even there are literature on like Yoga Shastra that used to encourage our students to do the yoga and perform well in their life. Suppose in today's scenario, we see the students are solely focused on their study and they forget to pay attention to their physical health. They are forgetting their yoga culture. So what it impacts, they are not able to do well in their studies, as well as they are becoming physically fragile. It is quite common in the youth of colleges, but there are several examples who do physically fit, who have their good physique and also do exceptionally well in the examination like UPSC. We can see the example of IPS Sachin Atulkar, who did very well and has also kept his body fit. In today's scenario, Narendra Modi has appealed youth at the world level to celebrate this Yoga Day, and we internationally celebrate Yoga Day on 21st of June. This is a good initiative by the government. Yoga can heal us. Like it is the time of the era of the information and technology. We are surrounded by several kinds of um, uh, um, desperation. Like if one don't get success, youth may be desperate or some kind of addiction. So all these evils can be avoided by the help of yoga. Basically, yoga is a journey from ourself to ourself. It is connecting ourselves to our pure soul. We know what to do if we do yoga. Some yoga example are like Anulom Vilom, Kapalbhati, and Surya Namaskar is one of them. Surya Namaskar not only emotionally, mentally strong us, but also keep our body flexible. So it is a great exercise. And in the yoga, army is also required that they do run, because army do not like the cadet that do not are physically fit, that do not keep focus on their physical fitness. If someone is not uh, paying attention to their physical fitness, what will they be able to help others if we are not able to help ourselves? So in this time, it is the becoming important that we simultaneously maintain yoga, exercise, and our study as well, because both things can be done simultaneously. Vivekananda, as we see in the example of Vivekananda, he was so strong mentally and physically both, because they used to do yoga in kind of meditation. And one, it was the example that once he was in America, so he was given several challenges not have opted in the life, but due to the meditation he was able to perform very well, even better than those who are performing it daily. So if we connect ourselves, we know ourselves, we are able to know everything else. If we are running from ourselves, we are running from the world. So at the end, it is our duty to perform yoga and to keep encouraging our parents who kept their lives, who has dedicated their life for our welfare. As like our parents do not usually do not pay attention to their health, so it is our responsibility to request them, like do some exercise with us at least for 1-2 minutes. So this little change can do great in our body and also in our family. It can create a positive environment around us. And like good hobbies like playing with the friends, it not only connect with our friends, help us connecting with our friends, but also create secretes a dopamine hormone that makes us feel good. If we are connecting with the friends, we are physically fit, we are doing well in the life, we are satisfied in the life. So these are the things that we can do